Over the course of his decades-long career, Matthew McConaughey has tried his hand at a number of different genres, yet some of his most memorable films, though not always his best, are his romantic comedy movies. McConaughey first got his start in 1993 when he made a memorable appearance in the coming-of-age comedy, Dazed and Confused. From there, the Texas-born actor picked up projects of all different sorts, ranging from legal thrillers to sci-fi dramas. Nowadays, McConaughey has proven his dramatic acting chops via films like Interstellar and Dallas Buyers Club, but some lighter, more lovable films are his rom-coms. It has been more than a decade since McConaughey last starred in a romantic comedy movie, but even then, these films have stuck firmly in popular culture. Like many other handsome leading men in the early 2000s, McConaughey secured himself a spot as one of audiences' beloved on-screen boyfriends, and no amount of Academy Award-nominated McConaughey movies can change that. Ultimately, these are films that aren't necessarily of the highest quality, but still have that McConaughey charm. Plus, many of them are so nostalgic that it's hard not to love them. 8. My Boyfriend's Back. A boy returns from the dead to woo his crush. Unfortunately, in order to rank McConaughey's rom-coms, it is imperative to start with the worst. 1993's My Boyfriend's Back definitely fits this bill. The 1993 horror comedy follows Johnny, a senior in high school who is desperately in love with a girl named Missy. To get her attention, he stages a robbery at her job, but ends up being killed by an actual robber. However, when Johnny comes back to life as a zombie, he continues his quest for Missy's love. Ultimately, neither critics nor audiences were thrilled with My Boyfriend's Back. It has a dismal 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, with many panning the film for its over-the-top silliness and sitcom-esque attitudes. Fortunately, McConaughey only played a small role in this disastrous rom-com as his second role ever. McConaughey played guy number 2. Notably, other stars like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Matthew J. Fox also took on background parts in the movie. My Boyfriend's Back was a rather rocky start to McConaughey's rom-com journey, but the good news is that he has only gone up from here. 7. Tiptoes. A man hides a big secret from his pregnant fiancée. Yet another awful McConaughey rom-com is his 2003 movie, Tiptoes. From the premise alone, one can see how this movie aged poorly. In Tiptoes, McConaughey plays Stephen, a man who must reveal to his pregnant fiancée that his entire family are little people, in case their own child is born with dwarfism. Upon its release, Tiptoes was panned as tasteless and one of the worst movies ever made. Yahoo! Aside from being poorly written and edited, the movie also saw backlash for casting Gary Oldman as Stephen's twin brother due to Oldman's lack of dwarfism and his age. Tiptoes only fares slightly better on Rotten Tomatoes than My Boyfriend's Back, earning a 22%. Despite the film's poor performance, it does boast quite an impressive cast, including McConaughey, Oldman, Kate Beckinsale, and Patricia Arquette. Fortunately for all of these actors, this 2003 film has mostly been forgotten. In general, it isn't a McConaughey rom-com that audiences should be clamoring to see. However, for those who enjoy somewhat strange and notorious films, this could be the ideal choice. 6. Fool's Gold. A treasure hunter and his ex reunite. One more McConaughey rom-com with a somewhat bizarre premise is 2008's Fool's Gold. In this film, McConaughey plays Finn, a treasure hunter who has dedicated his life to finding a sunken Spanish ship. When he finds a clue to where the ship may be, he teams up with his ex-wife and her wealthy boss to find the treasure. However, Finn and Tess's search is disrupted by Finn's creditor, who is hoping to take the riches as his own. Despite reuniting McConaughey and Kate Hudson after their other more successful rom-com, Fool's Gold failed to impress audiences or critics.